Welcome to New Thought Unity Center. A little early this morning. We've got a wonderful prelude. Civica is here with her friend April, and we are going to start with one of the kirtan goddesses of our local community, and we're going to have some wonderful music to begin with this morning. This is the prelude. Welcome to New Thought Unity.
Thank you, everyone, for having us today, and invite you all just to enjoy the music.
Till I saw the sun, I don't know why I didn't come. I left you for the house of fun. I don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, I wish that I could fly away. Instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my hand. My heart is drenched in wine. You'll be on my mind forever. Out across the endless sea, I would die in ecstasy. But I'll be a bag of bones driving down the road alone. Something has to make you run. I don't know why I didn't come. I feel as empty as a drum. I don't know why I didn't come. 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 Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Well, good morning. Welcome to New Thought Unity on this lovely Sunday morning. My name is David Kaiser, and we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, where it's brisk this morning. It was below freezing, but the sun is coming out, and spring is on its way. I want to welcome everyone here in the sanctuary and also online on your Facebook Live page. Please let us know who you are, where you are, and we have a special celebration this morning, and we're going to continue right now with another song from Civica, and you may know this one too if anybody are Carter family fans. Keep on the sunny side of life.
Troubled side of life. There's a bright, there's a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and the strife, the sunny side we also may view. On the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. So everybody, let's just keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Let us greet with the song of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, and let us trust in ourselves always, and keep everyone in our care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. If we keep on the sunny side of life. If we keep on the sunny side of life.
Amen.
Oh, yeah. So I would like to welcome to the stage right now to do our affirmation, our speaker for today. And Are you ready for that? You want to come up? That would be great. Tara Robinson is a spiritual force in the community here in Cincinnati and has been for a long, long time. And she's going to turn that mic on because welcome back, Tara.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Well, better this morning.
Better this morning.
Better this morning.
I tell you, you always get the truth from Tara, and she's going to give it to us as we go along today. But what is that affirmation? I think it's up on the screen.
Love
that we could
this.
have.
Yeah. Where I walk is sacred ground. What I speak are sacred sounds. You want to say it with me? Where I walk is sacred ground. What I speak are sacred sounds.
And we're going to take that in as Althea leads us in an opening prayer.
So let's take a deep breath together and release anything that you brought in the door with you. And let's just enjoy the sunshine as it comes through the windows, the beams enlightening, enhancing us. Ooh, sweet, sweet spirit. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for our visitors, our guests, everyone present, wherever we are, right here, right now. We are making a difference here at New Thought Unity Center and in the world. So let's take another deep breath and release and affirm peace be still on this bright, sunny Sunday morning. And so it is. Amen.
Now's the time we invite everyone to stand up and sing with us. We're going to name the place where it all begins and it all ends. It's right here in my heart. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'll sing it first, you sing it next. There is a path, to the divine. The path is yours. The path is mine. And I know where the journey starts. Everyone together, right here in my heart. Inside of you, inside of me, eternal truth. Let's set it free. And I know where the journey starts. Together, right here in my heart. I am the earth. I am the sky. I am the rain. I am the fire. And I know where the journey starts. I say right here in my heart. I am the moon. I am the sun. I have become one with the one. And I know where the journey starts. Right here in my heart. There is a path to the divine. The path is yours. The path is mine. Where the journey starts. Was it right here in my heart? Oh, right here in my heart. Take it home now. Right here in my
All right, amen.
And now's the time where we greet one another with a handshake or a hug and say good morning. It's so good to see everyone's faces bright and shining. We want to thank you for being here today. Everyone that's out there on the Facebook Live feed, would you tell us who you are and where you are and what's going on in your world, what you like about the celebration here this morning?
Okay. All right. Morning.
Woo! I feel a good vibration, healing and transformation all through this congregation. Must be unity, the experience is our mission. Universal wholeness is our vision. I am who I am, it's my decision. Must be, must be, must be unity. N-T-U-C, unity. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Welcome, and you can have a seat for a minute. And we just want to welcome everybody here and look at our vision, our mission and vision statement. And we repeat this together. So the words are there on your screen if you're at home and on the screen here. So we know together, in God, we are an inclusive, abundant community experiencing love, transforming lives, and serving others. And our vision statement, we celebrate a world of harmony and oneness, a place of loving stewardship, sacred connections, and pure joy, where all are welcomed with honor and respect. And if you've ever been in a place where you felt like you weren't welcome, we want to try to heal that a little bit today. You're welcome here exactly as you are. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. And bless us with your presence and your spirit and your light. If you're here for the very first time, we do have a gift for you, and we have a newcomer's table back there, right beside the table where Sevica's CDs are, by the way, and you're going to want one of those a little later on as well. So, and Regina, are you here? Regina's here, and she'll be back at the table after our celebration today. If you have any questions about New Thought Unity or what goes on here at the center, those are welcome. So if you're here for the first time or back for the first time in a long time, we welcome you. And I just wanted to highlight a few of the things that are happening around New Thought Unity. Things are starting to open up, and we're so thankful for that. But for all the details, see the events page, the website, or our Facebook page for all of this. Pledge cards, if you haven't done so, pick up a pledge card and just look at it and see what it says, because Kim Ballou is going to be our spiritual leader, but we need some money in the bank, I'm being frank with you right now, in order to make that happen. She's going to give up her entire other life to become well, not her. This is her life. What am I talking about? Just get a pledge card and pledge. Thank you. Gallery of Grace gift shop open today and stays open until 1 o'clock. A lot of wonderful items there, as are in the Angel Wings resale shop. 50% off of lamps, drinkware, and pictures. Now, how they put those three things together, I do not know, but you can go home with them for half the price. Mastermind, Awake the Mastermind Consciousness, facilitated by Alice Frazier. The next one is April the 6th, 6:30 via Zoom. Check the email blast or the center for the contact there. Crossport continues on the second and fourth Mondays. Contact Lauren Watson or the Center for information on Crossport. Love Blooms. Honor a loved one and our center by sponsoring an Easter lily. Raise your hand if you've ever sponsored an Easter lily before here. So the stage gets filled with Easter lilies, and so you can do that, support the center, and have your loved ones, whether they're still with us or have transitioned on the screen. We run all of those names every celebration in April. NTUC Growth Committee, Creative Growth Committee is looking for new members to join their team. You contact Jack Norris. If you're creative and you're growing, who isn't? We need you on this team. Interfaith Prayer Vigil for Ukraine is tonight, right here at 7 p.m. This event is held in not here. It is held at Christ Church Cathedral, downtown Cincinnati. So we're a community of faith communities here, and Christ Church reached out to us, and we are going down this evening, Christ Church Cathedral, 7 p.m. See the email blast for further details. Karaoke, Friday, April the 1st. Is that this Friday? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. All right, dress up like your favorite artist. No, you don't have to do any of that. Just come. Come in your jeans and your T-shirt, and bring your own snacks and drinks. And DJ Kim will be here to play your tracks so that you can show, yes, your wonderful talents. Women of Wisdom, Saturday, April the 16th from 10 to noon. The guest speaker is Mary Langford, who will talk about all things in life are healable. Let me say that again. All things in life are healable. And as always, all genders are welcome. $10 love offering. Look for the Zoom link there. Just a few of the things that are going on around the center. And now we get to center ourselves as we prepare for meditation. Sevika has been... you've been chanting and kirtaning for a long time.
Yes, for a long time, decades.
And so you're going to bring us into this wonderful Om Mane Padme Hum.
Yeah, we'll do this one responsively if you like. That's my favorite way. You can follow April. When April sings, you can sing. And if you prefer just to close your eyes and just listen and feel the vibration moving through you, that's okay too. The words are Om Mane Padme Hum, and it means the jewel of the lotus resides within. So you might just think about your heart unfolding through this practice of kirtan, which is a call and response chanting, and it's a form of meditation.
Om Mane Padme
when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Won't you stand? Won't you stand? Stand by me.
Well, we'd like to welcome Tara to the stage now. She has some wonderful spirit and information to give us. But as she comes up, let's just let that settle in. There's something about the harmonium and the centuries that it's been played in human voice, laid on top of that, in these ancient sounds that bring us to a stillness and a connection. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, David, and thank you all the musicians and the support team. I want to thank Sevica and April also. Thank you so much. It's so good to be with all of you. I'm going to take my shoes off for the talk this morning because the subject is return to reverence. And we take off our shoes when we're on holy ground. So I'm going to do the talk barefoot. Again, a big heartfelt thank you to Sevica. I first met Sevica several years ago through a mutual friend, and then she was performing at a women's yoga retreat that I went to, and that's when we really got to connect. But through our connection, she told me she was moving to San Antonio, Texas. I was like, wait, what? We just became friends, and now you're moving all the way to Texas. And she was gone for a long time, but her song, Love is the Law of the Universe, was one of the theme songs that I played on my radio show right across the street at WAIF. And a couple of years ago, I ran into Sevica in Loveland and learned that she was back in town, but everything has been shut down because of COVID. And when I knew I was coming to speak here today, I thought it was a wonderful opportunity to just get her back out into the community. So welcome home. Welcome home. And as David said, her CDs are available back here. And good news is that we're going to be seeing more of Sevica in the community. She has a kirtan coming up in May. Is that right? Sometime before June, date to be determined. And where's the best place for them to go to find out information about that? Cincinnati Chant Community on Facebook. Okay, great. Were you all able to hear that? Her cards are back here with her contact information. You can find her on Facebook, and Cincinnati Chant Community on Facebook will give updates too of where she's speaking and when. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you. They all sounded amazing this morning. Okay, so I I want to give a shout out to my husband, John. He's always here supporting me. And he told me about a cartoon that he saw recently, and I actually wanted to kind of start with this cartoon. He's a humor relief in our in our household. He's always texting dad jokes to our family. He's kind of known for that. But this cartoon that he saw depicted two aliens talking to each other. And Alien 1 says to Alien 2, "We've discovered life on Earth." Alien 2 says, "Great. Is it intelligent life?" And Alien 1 says, "Nah, not really. They seem to be blowing each other up." So as much as we would like for that to be a funny, humorous cartoon, sadly, it's true. Sadly, it's true. Where's our oneness in humanity? What is this that we're doing? Blowing each other up. Can you imagine how absurd that would look to an alien race? Can you imagine how just completely ridiculous that would seem? And can we see it that way for ourselves? Can we start to come in to the consciousness of there's got to be a better way to be in community with each other, to be in civilization with one another? So we're at a fulcrum point right now in humanity as a species. You know, which way is this going to go? Is history going to look back and say, oh, it was the darkest before the dawn, or is it going to say that was the beginning of the end? And it's up to us. It's going to be up to each one of us to determine what the actual outcome of that is, right? And if we're going to swing it in the direction of the darkest before the dawn, we've got to begin by stopping blowing each other up. One of my very favorite pieces of wisdom is from Merlin in Deepak Chopra's book, The Way of the Wizard. And Merlin says to Arthur, he says, bombs don't kill people because they blow up. Bombs blow up because they kill people. It's kind of a riddle, right? Let me say it again. See if you can grasp onto this meaning. Bombs don't kill people because they blow up. Bombs blow up because they kill people. The blowing up starts in here. It starts in here. If we were all aligned with inner peace, harmony, divine love, joy, and peace, bombs wouldn't even exist. Do we understand that? Do we understand the bombs begin in here? People are dying inside. That's why there becomes this external manifestation of lashing out in harm and destruction towards others. And now a bomb, a physical bomb, is kind of the extreme manifestation, an extreme example of that. But the truth is that these little bombs that exist inside of each of us, all this pain and suffering that we each are enduring, comes out sideways and creates harm all the time with others around us if we're not mindful. And so that's what today's topic is about. Return to reverence. Return to reverence for what? Return to reverence for the basic dignity of life, all forms of life, not just human life, all forms of life. Return to reverence for life. Return to reverence for the incredible variation of expressions there are of life. Of how God, the divine creator of the universe, expresses itself through us in all these unique signature forms. And particularly return to reverence for that divine light, that divine spark that exists in each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. Some of the big themes in today's world are utter vulnerability, radical authenticity. We're being called forth. Hey, don't just sit inside and let that piece of you explode and create shrapnel that then it becomes an external expression in the world. We want to know who you are. We want to know who you authentically are. We want to know your vulnerability. We want to know what that pain is inside. We want to know the brightness, the gifts that you have to share with the world, the divine love that you are. But how much we're able to encourage each other to come forth, how much we're able to encourage each other to be the full expressions of who we are, depends on how deeply we listen and what kind of presence we hold for one another. When we show up in reverence with each other, it encourages our full selves to be born. Thich Nhat Hanh, he was wonderful in illustrating this. Thich Nhat Hanh was a Buddhist monk and was just well known for being a model example of how to usher peace forward in this world. He partnered with Martin Luther King Jr. and during an interview with Oprah, she asked him, like, what is the key? What is the key to world peace? And he said, compassionate listening. Deep listening. He said, when we deeply listen to another, it allows the heart to empty. And when the heart empties, there's less suffering. And when there's less suffering, there's less violence. So those are the keys. Do you see the thread that we can follow when we show up in deep reverence for one another, for all parts of one another, all aspects of who each other are? And when we listen deeply, when we compassionately listen with full presence, there's less suffering. The hearts get expressed, those inner bombs get diffused, and there's less violence in the world. So that's the reverence we're returning to. And this is the holy ground that is worth taking off our shoes for. Poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning said it beautifully. She said, earth is crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with God. But only he who sees takes off his shoes. The rest sit round and pluck back blackberries. Yeah, so this is the time for taking off our shoes and for bringing our inner expression to an outer expression, because that is when the world will change. I do some nonprofit work with teenagers, and let me tell you, this younger generation, they really get this. They are just calling for the world to shift in this way. The name for their Generation Z, but the nickname is the Golden Generation. They're called the Golden Generation because it's believed that the gold that is going to turn this whole ship around lies with them. They get it. They get it. They are awake. They are the new babes seeding the earth. And I attended a meeting recently that was led by a professor at Thomas More University. It was an education meeting. And she was sharing that a study was done at Northern Kentucky, not Northern Kentucky University, but in Northern Kentucky somewhere. And it showed that during the time of COVID, the resiliency in teenagers actually increased. Now, this was really kind of astounding news because we've been hearing that anxiety and depression has increased, which it has, but the resiliency has increased. And do you know why? They discovered that the key to the resiliency increasing is because all of the teachers were told to let go of the focus being on the curriculum and focus on social emotional needs. COVID is a crisis. We need to tend to the crisis that these children are in, and they began thriving in that state. And so we're learning from this. We're learning that there's this big need to be deeply listened to and deeply heard, and for a reverence to be restored among all of us in our relating with one another. I started recently a new journey. I'm an ordained priestess, and I started an apprenticeship to become a certified facilitator of the priestess process. Now, this is one of the many areas of life that we can see that it's time for an update. Because women in general, it's very common that we live naturally in this mystical world. Our intuition is on fire, but it hasn't felt welcomed in the external world. So it's been difficult to know how to bridge this, priestess mystical essence that's just a part of hardwired into our nature, and how to express that in the world in a way that it will be accepted. But as we bring those gifts and that nature, that true nature of who we are, up and out, and it's not just in women, it's in men too, as we call back the priest and the priestess in all of us, as we call that back and give space and permission for the expression of that to thrive, our world will heal. A priestess is another term for a minister. A minister is a masculine term. Priestess is a feminine term. Each and every one of us are spiritual leaders. Each and every one of us make the ground holy on which we stand. We can alchemize the energy in a room by the words that we speak. I learned the coolest thing yesterday. I guess this is trending on social media. A friend told me that the word abracadabra is a Hebrew word, which means I create when I speak. We have incredible, incredible power inside of us to create brand new. But what words will we choose? Will we choose words in reverence, being mindful of what we're creating? And will we encourage that expression in others by holding that space of deep, compassionate listening? So one of the requirements for this deep listening and an authentic space of encouraging others to emerge and come forth is a true vein of acceptance. So for each one of us, as we tap in to that place of pure divine love within, as we become more and more aligned to that place of pure divine love, which is our truest nature, our truest essence, when we connect with that place within, full acceptance becomes authentic. And we can't fake acceptance because it will be felt. We are intuitive beings. We just are. And if we're faking acceptance, it will be felt. But what blocks us from acceptance? What keeps us from being able to really, authentically be in full acceptance of another? Yeah, and where does the judgment come from? We fear what we don't understand. We fear what we don't understand. So my challenge to all of you, and I know that here in this space, in this beautiful, holy building, and on this beautiful, holy ground, I know I'm speaking to the choir. But maybe each one of you will share this talk with someone who needs to hear it, right? We fear what we don't understand. And so the challenge is that when we feel resistance to differences, that we would check in with ourselves, that we would give a pause, and we would check in with the fear that's arising, and allow space for the possibility that there's nothing to be afraid of. We just simply don't fully understand. And with our breath in that pause, allowing a compassionate opening, a window that allows for the possibility of understanding, that can give rise to authentic acceptance, which creates a safe place for the other. Lao Tzu encourages us to not see differences as being incompatible with being able to reside in the same space, but rather to embrace the paradox as a mystery. Become curious about it. Become curious about this mystery. How is this thing that seems to be impossible to accept as a part of reality? How might I get curious about the mystery that this is a paradox? And it is, in fact, so. And how can we then come deep into the jewel of the lotus in our heart? Oh, mane padme hum. How can we come deep into that space and breathe the energy of openness and allowance for acceptance into our body, knowing that as we do so, we're creating a safer space for whoever we're engaging, but therefore the world. Therefore the world. Coming back to the notion of how critical it is that at this time, more than ever, we begin to diffuse these bombs. And you all know that we can only ever give to someone else what we have first given to ourselves, and that is often where the hardest and most grueling work is. Where are we not in full acceptance of ourselves? Where are we in judgment of ourselves? Where are we ashamed of our utter vulnerability? Where are we resistant to our radical authenticity? And when we go in and we do that homework, it's the version of putting the oxygen mask on ourselves so that we can then extend that oxygen to others. Right? You following me? Can I get an amen? Amen. So I'd like to close with a poem, and I might have read this the last time I was here because I wouldn't be surprised if I did, but it's worth hearing again. This is a poem by Hafiz, and it's titled In a Treehouse. Light will someday split you open, even if your life is now a cage. For a divine seed, the crown of destiny is hidden and sown on an ancient fertile plain that you hold the title to. Love will surely bust you wide open into an unfettered, blooming new galaxy. A life-giving radiance will come. Oh, look again within yourself, for I know you were once the elegant host to all the marvels in creation. From a sacred crevice in your body, a bow rises each night and shoots your soul into God. Behold the beautiful one from the vantage point of love. He is conducting the affairs of the whole universe in a treehouse, on a limb, in your heart. I want to thank you all so much for having me here today, but mostly I want to thank you for being here today. For being here today. One of the keys to this return to reverence is returning to church. Returning to church in whatever form that means for you in your life. But I can tell you there's been a really radical shift in our world at large. In the 1950s, it would have been really common to see the church buildings busting at the seams. Families and neighbors and communities for at least 1 hour a week came together to contemplate the highest possible vibration, which we call God, and how to be more in alignment with it. Can you even imagine the radical potential if every single being in this entire country, in this entire world, dedicated 1 hour every single week to contemplating the highest possible vibration and how to be more in tune with it? And you know that we can do better than 1 hour a week. I know each and every one of you do. So thank you for being here, because you are the way showers. You are the peacemakers. You are the bomb diffusers. You are the space holders. You are those extending acceptance, encouraging the beautiful inner signature of each and every being to come forth. So there's no more schism between the inner world and the outer world. And that is worth taking off our shoes for. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to our amazing...
Thank you so much, Tara. Ah, yes, diffuse that. Do I have a balm in my heart? I need to look and see. And if you haven't had the chance to take off your shoes, go ahead and take them off, just for the last 5 minutes of this situation, because it feels great to stand on holy ground and to feel that underneath us all. Love is the law of the universe.
Thank you for having us this morning. It's a beautiful service. As Tara mentioned, there's some CDs in the back and a mailing list if you'd like more information. And this is the song from the album, Love is the Law of the Universe. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Love is the law of the universe. Love, 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 love is the law of the universe. Love, 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 love is the law of the universe. Love, 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 love is the law of the universe. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Love is the law. Love is the law of the universe. Love is the law. Love is the law. Love is the law of the universe. Love is the law. Love is the law. Love is the law of the universe. Love is the law. Love is the law. Love is the law of the universe. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya. Om Namo Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Vasudevaya.
Namo Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Vasudevaya.
Thank you, Savika. Thank you, April. It's that time in our service where we get our tithes and our offerings and we place them between our hands and say our offertory prayer. And if you're ready, you can say that with me. It goes, divine love, moving in and through me,
Blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I
receive. Our prayer chaplains are here today to pray with you. We have Susanna, we have Susan, we have Lauren, and we have myself. Susan will be over here at the prayer shawl, ready to pray with you. Chaplains are also at home, and they hold sacred space before, during, and after service with us also. If you have a prayer request, there are prayer cards on the back of the pews. You can feel free to fill one out and place it in the prayer box in the back of the sanctuary. Also, we have a machine in the back. If you want to give your tithes and your offering that way, you can feel free to do that also. Let me see if you have any questions. You can call the center, and that number is 513-961-2527.
And we've got our extended spiritual community all over the place. We're going to tell the names and the places. Myola is in Roselawn. Althea Palmer, you're right here. What am I talking about? James is in Kennedy Heights. Alice says good morning. Kathy in Price Hills. Kay says blessings. Barb and Lee, Springdale. Brenda, her kitchen. Marilyn, Mainville. Sandy, Roselawn. Debbie, Covington. Sandra, Loveland. Tom, Hamilton. Marty's in Hamilton too. And Sarah is in Hyde Park listening to us today. Thank you for being here and for the blessing that you are and for these tithes and offerings which we will bless now.
So let's go to our heart space, and we know that every person that gave and wanted to give that couldn't give, they too are blessed. They too are prospered, as this center is blessed and prospered. And we're going to take this energy and this vibe that we have from this service today out into the community, as our work is never done. We are always being of service. So thank you for these gifts that have been lovingly received and given, and so it is. Amen.
Want to thank our tech team this morning. We've got people back in the booth. That's Terry and Brendan back there making us seen and heard all across the world. Gene was on sound this morning and making us heard. Don was here early. He sets up everything and got the building open and with us. How about the New Thought Unity Band, ladies and gentlemen? Michael, Randy, Peg. My name is David. And our special guests, Sevica and April, are here singing and playing. We're thankful for everyone that's come today, and we thank our board of directors and all that happens. Did we say anything? Have I missed anything?
You miss me.
How could I miss my right-hand goddess, Althea? Althea always here. Alice is usually here, feeling a little under the weather this morning, so prayers to Alice and everyone else. Thank you for being here today in this wonderful celebration. This is the time where we rise, find a hand to hold, make a circle around this wonderful sanctuary, this holy vortex of spirit and light, as we know our prayer for protection and our peace song. And as we join together in this wonderful vessel, oh, we're going to stretch it out. Watch this.
We did it. We did it.
Wonderful. And so we know together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.